Hi, my name is Molly Safranco. Um, I grew up in Iowa City and went to the University of Iowa. I got my BFA in sculpture in 2002, and then decided to follow a boy to Portland, Oregon, and lived there for a while, worked at a Japanese garden, and decided that I needed to go back to school because I wasn't making any money, even though I had dental insurance. Needed to make more than $10 an hour and wasn't making it as an artist, weirdly. So I went back to Iowa City, tried to get into engineering school, flunked out of physics, and then got married, moved to New York, was a construction worker, and then substitute taught. Ended up substitute teaching because my back was going out as a construction worker. And then as I was substitute teaching elementary school, I was kind of struck by like how awesome that job was. So I moved back to Iowa City, got my teaching degree, and became an art teacher. I started my job at McKinley Middle School, got Rift, went to Washington High School, taught there, and I taught painting and drawing part-time. And then a full-time job opened at Metro the following year. And Metro is the largest alternative high school in the state. It has about an average of about 360 students and a pretty diverse demographic. And kind of the kids that either didn't make it in the traditional large schools for whatever reason, either they just didn't like the large class sizes, they were getting bullied, they were getting in trouble, they weren't going. So it's kind of the kids that I gravitate towards anyway. Let's see. I've been here for 5 years. This is my 5th year here. I have a family. I have 2 dogs, a 4-year-old and a 16-year-old stepson. Let's see. In my work, I have, 2 years ago I started, for 2 years I was the PLC leader, that's Professional Learning Community, and within the high school visual arts, and there are 4 high schools. And I really found that it was a difficult job because at first it was a difficult job because I started to care too much about it, and it was just hard. It was hard to be in the leadership role in that capacity. 2 years ago, last year, I went through the national board certification training and received my national boards. And this year, the 3 other teachers and myself have begun piloting a STEAM program, the STEAM Academy, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Usually it's STEM, and I really decided it was important for me to get on board that group and really kind of make the A important, especially in the small school where a lot of students need a creative outlet. So we're doing project-based, standards referenced, block scheduled, community-oriented lessons, and I'll let you know how that goes as the year goes on. It's a lot of crazy work right now. My plan is to kind of stick with this idea and this program for about 5 years and get my master's and see what happens. I was really excited that there was a master's in art education. I actually started a couple of different programs a couple of different times that were just for education, and found that they weren't very fulfilling and didn't really have much to do with me and my life and my educational philosophy. So when this program opened up and I didn't have to commute and could spend time with my family, it really made sense for me. So this is my art room, kind of. This is one of the rooms. I also now work in the afternoon at in the back of the building where there is a digital lab. So we have all the digital computers up there with the Adobe programs, and we use laser cutters, CNC machines, 3D printers, and also have access to the industrial tech room. And I work with a science teacher, an industrial tech teacher, and a social studies teacher. So that room those rooms aren't really finished right now, unfortunately. So I would include that in my video, but they're kind of crazy. So this is my art room. I also do podcasting, which is video podcasts, which is what those big, huge lights are. I do have the elements and principles up on my wall, but I rarely reference them. I don't know. I try to sometimes, but I hardly ever make a huge lesson out of it, just because I have such limited time with my students, that I definitely see myself as the more kind of technique-driven and big idea focused. So this is my art room. It's pretty big. It's pretty awesome. It's the beginning of the year, so it's really clean. Okay, that's all I've got. Bye.